Same city, same castle, different season, different character, different save file. For all intents and purpose, we're restarting the whole thing using Yasuke with a purpose-built stealth and archery setup. Worth pointing out that we're not using his typical samurai armor here. Clearly not as nimble as Naoe, Yasuke still has a pretty respectable amount of traversal skills as long as we read the world differently than we do when we play Naoe. And aiming at his Ashigaru soldier with predictive damage, we can see that he's gonna survive this shot although his armor is gonna break. Switching to silent arrows bypasses armor and guarantees the kill. He never saw it coming. Yasuke can generate a lot of sound while moving through the environment, so choosing where and more importantly, when to drop is gonna be crucial as we make our way through Nijo's courtyard. Taking a calculated risk here. Okay, we're good. Yasuke not having a hidden blade means that his types of kills are badass and very noisy, so you want to space them out as well to avoid unwanted attention. Here is the first Samurai Daisho in this Yasuke stealth run. And I think he just noticed his buddy is missing a head. Welcome to the club. Oh. Silent arrows all day, baby. Oh, and here's a little pro tip. Yasuke's arsenal of weapons mostly relies on the same type of stuff that most samurai would have stockpiled in military setups. So little guard towers like this are always full of arrows and bullets for Yasuke to plunder, making his particular stealth playstyle much more generous than Naoe's more limited and cautious shinobi tool approach. Now Yasuke does have the ability to climb, although his vertical leaps are more limited than Naoe. Similarly, we can reach most high point like this and use the observe mechanic to tag people, get our bearings, and find where our next objectives are. Yes, he's a lot bigger and a little slower than Naoe, but once you get a hang of his controls, Yasuke is a lot of fun. Ooh, let's use pro navigation here and avoid being seen. This allows us to stay hidden while on the move, just like Naoe does. Okay, for the section up ahead, we're gonna call in our second ally, the poison specialist Oniyuri, who has the ability to put multiple enemies to sleep. Yeah, no poison for you. Courtyard clear. Time to move into the house. Little fun fact about Oniyuri's poison clouds, they will affect any other enemy who investigate those bodies and will also make them fall asleep. And since Yasuke does not have eagle vision, whistling in a door frame is a sure way to get the attention of whoever might be lurking behind a door and get the drop on them. Hi. We previously saw with Naoe that this house during winter is full of people, but here in summer during broad daylight, there was only one samurai guarding a tapestry, which will look infinitely better in our own hideout. Your move, buddy. Yeah, that's a good move. Okay, moving on to the next section here. Hold on, we're gonna get some elevation first and get our bearings. Let's use this crate here. And let's get a feel for the neighborhood. Let's take down the alarm bell just to be safe. Because I can't shake the feeling that stealth with Yasuke might be coming to a close here. Okay, we have their attention now. Now, we're not wearing the most efficient armor for an open fight, so we're gonna switch the Yumibo for the Kanabo. That gives us a much better insurance policy in an open fight like this. Okay, let's go get it. Oh yeah, you're up. That's one down. Here. That's two. Whoa. Yeah, you should have made that shot. That is 3 down. And I think it's cannibal time, baby. This thing hits hard, but it is slow, so we have to be precise here. Give me some space, will ya? The next few hits are gonna be critical here. Oh, backbreaker ability. Nicely done here. Now, each area in this castle is its own little gameplay pocket. So as long as no one rings the alarm bell, it means that other nearby pockets will not interfere, even when we opt for open combat like this. Once again, it's time to shake up our loadout with much more aggressive weapons. Okay, first we're gonna pick the Naginata here, which is excellent for crowd control. And because stealth will not be an option here, let's use the Teppo rifle for maximum range efficiency as well. We expect stiff opposition here, so using a full-on armor set with a perk that allows Yasuke to parry unstoppable attacks makes a whole lot of sense. And to literally cap it off, a matching samurai helmet with a perk that deals 50% damage on parries. Look, I don't want to jinx it, but I think we got this. Okay, are we ready? Knock knock. Yep, you're done. Oh ho ho ho! Alright, who's next? Okay, I think we're just gonna beeline straight to our target here. Oh, sniper on the right. Calling in Yagoro. He'll take care of that sniper while we are running straight into the dragon's mouth. This is gonna be good. Hello, Takahashi Shiro. We've been looking for you. Come on, what you got, big man? Right, we can parry these. There you go. No, you don't. He's down. It's you and me, pal. Armor break. So now that he has no armor, we're chipping away at his health. And here we go. Yeah, I know. People will just have to untangle that mess for themselves. Okay, not bad. Here's to a job well done. 2 Daishos dead and 1 secondary target off the board. Now, we've seen Naoe climb the exterior of a Tenshu with ease and agility, but when it comes to Yasuke, sometimes it can be easier to just take the stairs and climb all the way up. You'll find plenty of loot, the occasional straggler, and most awesome of all, you'll be able to enjoy our fantastic sound design. Just listen to that rain. It's awesome. Okay, up the ladder and onto the last floor here. There's the same Samurai Daisho chest we previously talked about. That delicious handcrafted legendary gear. And before we leave, please allow me to indulge myself and take one last look at the beautiful city of Kyoto and its mountainous surrounding landscape during the bountiful summer months. We start off playing as Naoe as she approached Nijo Castle in the city of Kyoto. We're also playing in the new immersive mode, which means everyone in Japan is speaking their own native language, but everything is subtitled. Give that mode a try, it's pretty cool. Like any castles in the game, this place is full of gear and resources ripe for the taking, and we are free to go about it any way we choose. And so we choose to eliminate this poor Ashigaru soldier. Don't worry, he's with the bad guys.
ここは敵陣。気取られぬようにせんと。
Okay, let's observe our surroundings and get our bearings. We've got one Ashigaru working the haystack, another on patrol back there, and we've got a samurai daisho right here, which could be a challenge. And there's the alarm bell, which, trust me, if you pride yourself as being a stealth player, you don't want anyone to ring that bell. Although we're safe right now using the rooftops, Nijo Castle is fairly flat compared to most other castles. If things go awry and we have to disappear in a hurry, it's gonna be harder here because the roofs are just not that high. So we are gonna take our time. Yeah, the Samurai Daisho is by far the most dangerous enemy in this area. And since we have a Tanto equipped, this is a perfect setup for a double air assassination. Well, almost. Like I said, this Daisho is pretty strong, but no matter. A quick change of headgear with a particular perk that gives us one additional chunk of assassination damage on all air assassinations should do the trick. Oh yeah. Okay, that's a good start. Let's crouch in the shadows for now and see what happens. Vanishing in the shadows only works whether you're crouched or prone, so keep that in mind. Okay, as long as this guy stays far away, he's not much of a threat, so kunai to the face it is. And while this other guy is busy reloading his Teppo rifle, we go up, and he goes down. Beautiful. Okay, moving on to the next section. Using Observe Mechanic once again, we can see that there is quite a lot more enemies here. A few Ashigaru, a sniper, a couple servants, but I think we have a pretty obvious next move right here. Next customer, please. There's a lot of open space right in front of us, and it will be hard to close that distance without being seen. Perfect opportunity to call upon our ally Genojo and some of his exploding tricks. Okay, time to go to work. Tanto and Hidden Blade combo, baby. Oh, looks like we spooked a servant here. Now, these guys won't really fight back, but if they spot you, they will try and find some reinforcement and bring them back to the area they saw you in. But since we have no intention of staying here, this guy is not an immediate threat. So let's just use Eagle Vision and scout the house ahead. Orange are servant and red means military archetypes. Let's make the most out of the shadows here and go around the problem rather than through it. We're probably bypassing a whole lot of loot opportunities right now, but it's the Samurai Daisho we're after, and so it's the Samurai Daisho we're gonna get. Wait, is this guy gonna... No. Okay, we're good. Now, about that Samurai Daisho. Let's use a high-risk tactic here. We're gonna whistle him over to attract him to this shoji door, and using the katana... This is guaranteed to get attention from the outside, so let's disappear out of view and see if anyone shows up. Never stood a chance. Come on, it's cool to be a shinobi. Alright, quick use of the grappling hook to get back to the rooftops. Oh, somebody saw us. Down, boy. And with 2 sections of Nijo Castle cleared for now, let's make our way towards the Tenshu, which, if you don't know, Tenshus are the biggest, tallest, most impressive structure in any Japanese castle. Word of caution though, the area at the base of any Tenshu is generally very well guarded. This is where the good stuff is. But Simon, I hear some of you say, we know already about Naoe's cool shinobi assassin moves. What we want to know is what, if anything, does Yasuke bring to the stealth experience? First thing first, we gotta switch up our loadout and use perks that are more conducive to that playstyle. Such as this headband that allows us to vault over an enemy when we sprint at them in open combat. Let's switch up our outfit as well while we're at it. Yeah, we don't have a good perk reason to equip this right now, but I kinda like this one, so life's about taking risks, man. And we're also going to swap the Tanto Hidden Blade combo in favor of the more versatile Kusarigama. Oh yeah, this one has 60% increased damage over distance. Okay, let's put that to good use. And I think I see our first victim here. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, that must be a servant. Gotcha. One more for good luck. Ah, where did that servant go? Second target acquired. Trust me on this one, you will want to unlock the Kusarigama Rush Assassination skill. You can quote me on that. Quiet approach here, and down he goes. Observe mechanic. This identifies a secondary target we've been tracking for a while now. Wait, yeah, it was a servant, because we can see them coming back with a bunch of reinforcements. So we're gonna dispatch Yaya to take care of that distraction. She should have no problem dealing with these two grunts. I mean, I think. Yeah, she's got this. Okay, here we go. Pull the trigger too fast on this one. Deflect plus manual vault over, but with this headband perk we got on, we just have to sprint at the enemy and it auto vaults over. Nice little perk. Whoops, sorry about the barrels. Ow! Hup. Yo, I'm over here. And catch. Okay then, have some of this. Hey, Yaya comes in with the assist. Okay, we're gonna deploy some tricks here. Can't assassinate him in smoke, but he won't see this coming either. Yeah, you tell me. Don't worry, it'll all make sense once you get your hands on the game. For now, let's take a look at the very top of this Tenchu, where this white dot represents the unique Samurai Daisho chest from this castle. Using the grappling hook, it's pretty easy to hook up on those large overhangs and make climbing the exterior of a Tenchu pretty much a breeze for Naue. That being said, we're bypassing quite a few loot opportunities right now. There is more than 30 unique castles in the game, and each of them comes with their own Daisho chest, which only unlocks once you deal with all the Samurai Daishos stationed within that castle. We're not talking about random loot drops either. Every single Daisho chest contains bespoke, handcrafted, legendary gear, either for Naue or Yasuke, all of it some of the best loot you'll find anywhere in Assassin's Creed Shadows. Let's have a look at the beautiful skyline of Kyoto on a brisk winter morning. Using the observe mechanic on top of a synchronization point like this will reveal nearby points of interest. Up to us to place markers as we see fit to further our exploration of Japan.
Just fix it like you did last time. It was perfect. Auntie Tomiko never knew.
I don't like lying to Miss Tomiko.
You're not lying, Wanta. You're just fixing the stove. I'm the one who's lying.
You are beautiful.
You there!
I could use you here.
I will.
I saw you. Die today. Hey. Who's there?
Good view from here. Got it.
Why would someone be over here?
Never underestimate an eagle.
This is undefended. And us.
Our forces will join up there. That's enough.
We'll ride with you. I will.
I saw you coming.
Did your father ever tell you why my bones ache in the weather? War. Their soldiers killed everyone.
I do not fear our enemy. They talk of peace and dream of war. Our people deserve to be freed of the oppressor's grasp.
Vengeance is a lonely path now, eh? Believe me, there are other ways to heal.
People so quick to abuse their power do not deserve to keep it.
There is much we will learn from each other, Yasuke. You can see when two people fit, when they will be better together.
There is no honor in preying on the weak.
Together, we will bring justice back to the people.
Fujiyama. At last. The fields are busy. A big harvest requires many hands.
Can that be Oda Nobunaga's famous? That's samurai.
And merchant looks uneasy.
I will not tolerate this disrespect. No, please.
Well, you are a friendly beast, are you not?
Samurai sir, this way, I beg you. Hurry, sir. Please.
Right behind you, little one.
Oh, Baba, I brought someone.
Ikimaru, I wonder where you went. Ah, a samurai. One that does not hail from these lands.
I am a stranger, yes. But you have nothing to fear from me.
Ha! I have enough to fear from the men of Kochiyama. They abuse their power, taxing us again and again, leaving us only scraps. I bet they are in the market now, along the main road. A stranger might make good merit, ridding a village of a threat like these men.
Is that so? Then I shall see it done. For this life, if not the next.
You miserable wretch!
More division among the people here. More corruption. Such beauty, shadowed by suffering. What is happening here?
This isn't your fight, samurai. I told you, keep walking. Make your peace!
They were going to kill me. Thank you. There's another. Up the road toward the castle. A corrupt samurai named Fujioka.
Protector turned persecutor. Greed cannot rule this village. Not while I have breath in my lungs and a blade in my hand.
I said kill him! I'll wash away his failure with your blood.
You will have to spill it first.
Who do you think you are?
For the people, I am justice. I was going to handle that.
Too slow. What did you find?
The samurai has been stealing from the villagers. He has been starving the people here for some time.
So now we know who he worked for.
The daimyo in Fukuyama Castle.
We should go.
Not before we send our allies to look for him. He'll be difficult to find.
The daimyo. He's there.
Who will take the lead?
We can sneak in.
Or charge through the front gate?
It's almost dark. No one will see me. You're mine now, Snake.
Who did that?
Lord Hayashi cannot seem to stay in his quarters.
This is the fourth piece beside the
You dig himself a trench with those nightly footsteps. That's more grave.
A grave, huh? He's coming. I need to hide.
useless, all of you! First, Fujioka dies in the street at the hands of some stranger! And then you serve me scalding tea? Besides ruining its delicate flavor, I nearly lose my tongue for business!
Fujioka must have been the samurai Yasuke took out. Good riddance.
Take your time.
A daimyo like that deserves a slower death than the one I'm about to give him.
Let's get them! Do not let that shinobi escape!
I've shed all the blood I need. Time to go.
Stop her! Hurry up and kill her!
You being allies then.
Who are you? Who do you serve?
All I have ever known in my life. Our land. Our customs. My family. Burns in the name of unification.
A frog in a well who knows nothing of the sea. The ocean's filled with new ships, but they all come from the same river. Greed. Power. Vengeance.
And you? Will you continue down that river? Or choose another path beyond what we see?
Then we must look for it together. We must learn to trust, rebuild.
And follow the blade.
We are the shadows.
That served the light.
One thing we really wanted to do at the start is deliver on great player fantasy. And as we started diving, we had two emerging player fantasies that were awesome, the shinobi and the samurai. What we didn't want is try to dilute them into one fantasy. We really wanted to explore both sides. So that's something where we said, well, we need two characters.
The setting that we had, the Azuchi Momoyama period in feudal Japan, was such a nuanced time. So it was really interesting to be able to work with dual protagonists and develop these two characters as individuals, because we really had the opportunity to explore this era by playing off these two different perspectives.
As we worked our way through it and came up with a dual protagonist, it became very clear that Naoe is the stealth character and Yasuke is the fight character. Speed and agility on one side, then brawn and strength on the other. They differ in every possible way we could make them differ.
Our shinobi, Naoe, is the imagined daughter of a legendary Egan shinobi, Fujibayashi Nagato. And up until this point, she's actually been quite protected from a lot of the horrors of war that have been going on in other parts of Japan. So this is going to be her first real taste of what lies beyond, and it has a profound impact on her.
I wanted to have the stealth as a core pillar in Assassin's Creed Shadows. Player will recognize the classic Assassin's Creed experience in Naoe, but we're adding a lot of things that make her super unique, so she's the best assassin ever.
We wanted Naoe to be extremely fast, efficient, acrobatic. We've worked a lot to make sure that she has the coolest, most spectacular parkour we could give her. She can squeeze in tight corners. She can go prone, meaning that the character can go underbelly and just crawl around in the dirt and disappear from view.
We really want. He's a big guy. He can break door. He can fight multiple enemies. He can break armor. Compared to Naoe, like her character and their outfit, it's really about being stealth, being unseen. She's the only one with the hidden blade, so they have clear advantage that put them into the stealth and the combat, even if they can do a bit of both.
They're a really great pair together because on one side we have Naoe, who's very intense and passionate and determined woman who is very set on her goals. She's kind of got her heart on her sleeve and she'll say what she feels in the heat of the moment. And this intensity that she brings as a shinobi, but that she also brings to her relationship. And this balances very well with Yasuke, who is sort of a thoughtful, level head to Naoe's fiery passion. We really thought about somebody like Yasuke, historically, who was able to come to Japan and have the life that he did there, to enter service for Oda Nobunaga and achieve all of the things that he did. Like, what kind of person would go through all of this? So our Yasuke is very intelligent, thoughtful, and respectful of this culture that he encounters. And that makes him a very nice sort of counterpart to Naoe. He's a bit mysterious as well, and that's something we get to see unfold as the game progresses.
Hello, this is Akeem Milne, the Assistant Director of Cinematic Design on Assassin's Creed Shadows.
And I'm Jonathan Dumont, Creative Director of Assassin's Creed Shadows. And today we're going to take a look at our reveal trailer of Assassin's Creed Shadows.
From the beginning, we really wanted to try to create this atmosphere of danger. So we're getting glimpses of our shinobi protagonist, Naoe, as she chases down a target through the shadows. We want it to feel as though she has complete control over her environment, and a real homage to old ninja films where we just get like little glimpses of her in the background, not really sure what we're seeing. And finally we get her incredible reveal here, cloaked in shadows.
Naoe is from Iga. She is a farmer warrior, daughter of Fujibayashi Nagato. She is a capable person, let's say that. As we were going to learn in the trailer, she will be taking on a role of protector.
All I have ever known in my life.
What we're looking at is the province of Iga, the homeland of Naoe. It's isolated a little bit in the mountains, and they were home of the shinobi. They come from here, or at least a portion of them come from here. And the interesting thing is, once we traveled to Japan and we visited this province, it came very clear how that world came together. Like, so it's sort of isolated in the mountains, sort of kept to itself. It's a very good representation, in my opinion, of that place.
Our land. Our customs. My family. Burns in the name of unification.
So what we're seeing here are the troops of Oda Nobunaga. In 1579, there was the first attack from Oda Nobunaga's clan, and then in 1581, there was a second attack, a much more violent one, where Iga got crushed. And what we're seeing here is the Oda troops marching into the province of Iga.
Bringing split screen into the trailer was part of our attempt at formulating an homage towards a lot of Japanese media and culture. And so we try to incorporate some of that style into the game as well. It's reflected in a lot of our cutscenes and cinematics. And we thought it'd be really cool to bring that on as early as possible. And so we push for it in the reveal trailer as well. It allows us to kind of show off both protagonists at various points in their lives and how maybe that relationship can change over time.
When we have Yasuke that turns around and says,
"You are still a frog in a well, who knows nothing of the sea."
It is a proverb from Japan. For us, sort of resonates with both their journey. As they open their eyes or know a little bit more, things are not necessarily as they seem. And that's sort of a driving force for them. That's what is going to unite Naoe and Yasuke. That's something that's bigger.
The ocean's filled with new ships.
So here we're in Sakai, a big port in Japan. The ships that we are seeing are Portuguese ships. They are a version of the black ships or a lot of the merchant ships that were coming in and out of Japan at this point. A few came to Sakai, but mostly in Nagasaki, but for the sake of the trailer, it's happening in Sakai.
Greed.
The person we're seeing on screen is Oda Nobunaga. So he is known for being one of the three great unifiers of Japan. A very polarizing character, depending on which side you were.
We're seeing Yasuke's first audience here with Oda Nobunaga, and one of the reasons why this meeting could even happen is due to Oda's deep relations with the Portuguese through trade, which resulted in him becoming quite a force to reckon with when it came to the use of Teppo. All this to say, Oda Nobunaga is an incredibly powerful figure at the time, very important to our story as well.
There are a lot of speculation about Yasuke's arrival in Japan. The most common one is that Yasuke came in a couple of years before this meeting, and he learned Japanese quite fast, and he was very fluent into the Japanese culture, and it impressed Oda. So his stature, of course, impressed Oda. He was seen as super big. His skin color was one thing as well, that the reports on the Chronicle of Oda say that was the first African man that Oda had ever seen. Oda asked him to stay with him, and this is what we know pretty much of the story of Yasuke. So there are a couple of elements that we will see also in the game that are historical reports of his presence, but then after that there's quite a bit of an interesting what if with him that will happen.
The initial volley, this is a concept that we had very early on, this really cool idea of the initial reveal of Yasuke emerging from the gun smoke. To us, that really ties him to Oda's battle style, and as probably one of the most important people to Oda in our game specifically. And what we're seeing here is a battle between the Oda clan and another rival clan, as a big part of the unification was taking down some of these rival clans for territory. What we see is Yasuke cutting people down with a great deal of ease. These are all moves that are going to be in the game. We specifically made sure all the choreography shown in the trailer are all taken directly from gameplay itself.
Or choose another path.
One of our big breakthroughs in this game is definitely this element of dynamic time, seasons, and weather. And we were kind of racking our brains with how to depict this in a trailer. And so one of the ways we thought about establishing their relationship was to kind of break the rules of time a lot. We're seeing them out of place a lot. They're seeing each other, but that might not be literally the first time they meet or lock eyes. And what we're seeing here really is kind of a culmination of both of their journeys.
Even though Yasuke has been on a journey as a fighter for Oda Nobunaga, does he think that this is the right thing to do? Now he's confronted to the destruction of the province of Iga. So sort of a tying two worlds together at this point.
In particular, the shot of them in the open field to us is really this moment out of time. It's them speaking to each other on a level that might not literally have ever happened, but it's really the moment that really brings them together. And just like a quick little note here, for those eagle-eyed viewers, you'll notice that the split screen is slightly different here, which was once again a deliberate decision we made. The other one has a bit more of a slant to it, maybe a bit more aggressive, especially if you're familiar with like anime or manga codes, comic book codes. But here, flattening it out a little bit establishes that maybe the relationship is different. I don't want to speak too much about that, but given the time period of our game, unification is a really big deal. And I think the concept of unification can mean very different things to different people. And it definitely resonates differently for our two main characters.
And we must look for it together.
So what we're seeing here is that Naoe and Yasuke do have allies in the world. Like every good shinobi, she has access to a network of spies and people that can help her and trade for information. And we're seeing here is somebody giving her information on the whereabouts of the person that she's looking for. In the game, you can switch between both characters as you please. They do have a life when they're not played, so that when you switch back characters, you can see them do something different.
Most of our black box level designs allow for both playstyles to work kind of perfectly, and you can choose the one that you prefer. If you want to go in and just be full of brawn, cut people down with Yasuke, you have that option. If you want to take a sneakier option, well, you'll see what that looks like in a second.
Rebuild.
This is my favorite part, the wink.
A big thing we were pushing for in our trailer was to really humanize our protagonists. Real emotional stakes, make them feel like people you could actually see in real life, especially given that Yasuke is based off a real person. We wanted to be authentic, at least somewhat, to a full breadth of emotions that he could portray.
And follow the blade.
We developed quite a bit of new tools for Naoe and stealth, and one of them is the grappling hook. And the grappling hook allows you to climb over walls that you cannot climb with Yasuke or without the hook, which opens different paths for Naoe. And there's quite a bit of hook points in the game, so within every layout that you're going to see, and sometimes to come in from a different entry point. So it's an integral part of their stealth arsenal, as she can navigate much faster into the open world.
And that's one of the big changes between Yasuke and Naoe. One of the key differences is her ability to take a much more vertical approach. And a lot of our locations are big castles, big tenshus with these giant walls, and it offers her a whole new vantage point for a lot of these missions where Yasuke doesn't have necessarily the same opportunity.
Naoe can fight and hold her own against a few enemies, but she's not a big brawler like Yasuke is to take on a horde of enemies, right? She is light armored and she's quick and she's agile.
And that's definitely one of the key elements, her sheer speed. She's very, very quick and extremely lethal. But as soon as she's seen, the danger really rises for her, and she's got to get out of there as fast as possible. Is destruction in the game, Joe? Are some things breakable in our game, would you say?
Yeah, it's breakable in the game. Part of our dynamic world and the dynamism that we created for Japan goes also in the low-level destruction. So the weapons that we put a lot of little technological breakthroughs for our weapons, where you can destroy a large amount of props in the game. You can see him plow through the Suji doors. You could destroy a full market if you wanted with the Kanabo. Obviously, the goal is still not to break everybody's stuff, but Yasuke can do it as well as Naoe, depending on the weapons they're using.
That's right. Yasuke is not the only one that can break through those shoji doors. Now it can assassinate people through them.
This is a weapon that Yasuke can carry around in the game. It's called a Kenobo. It's a very heavy weapon that does a lot of damage. It's a little bit of a slower weapon compared to katana, for example. But it is a weapon that brings a lot of destruction as Yasuke wields it. And Yasuke is a strong man, so he is the perfect candidate to handle the Kenobo in the game.
I said, who do you serve? We are the shadows.
That serve the light.
The hidden blade has two functions, so it can come out as a regular hidden blade, like for stabbing people. But now we can extrude the second portion and flip it so that she has a dual wield using a smaller weapon called a tanto and her hidden blade at the same time. So that's a very fast damaging situation for most people that are fighting her at that time.
And what Joe touched on is something that I know fans have been wanting for a long time, to bring back hidden blade combat, like being able to just fight with your hidden blade. And we brought that back with the Tanto style. It's very cool, very fast, once again, very lethal in Naoe's hands. When it came to the name of the game, that was something I remember Joe talking about, making sure we had some sort of base into the original lore. And this line was always something that really stuck out with you. We put it in the trailer as well as a kind of punctuation, shadows. They are working in the shadows to serve the light. And that's always been the callback we wanted to conjure with this. Paired with that is also our renewed emphasis on stealth in this game. There are a lot of new mechanics we've added. There are a lot of really interesting tools we've given Naoe. I think for fans of stealth, you're going to be extremely pleased with some of the mechanics we've added into the game.
And a little bit on a meta level for both characters, Naoe being a shinobi, but coming from a place that is not necessarily prominent or just at the forefront of the conflict, but a little bit more emerging back from the shadows. It fits with her. And Yasuke as well, coming from a background that's outside of Japan. They are lurking in the shadows, but they are doing so to protect the land. This is a very interesting narrative that will flow towards something pretty positive for us in the game. And very.
At this point, we are with Naoe inside the Fukujiyama Castle. Feudal Japanese castles are amazing playgrounds as they offer a lot of opportunity to play in them in a stealth way or rather in a fight-oriented.
In the following sequence, you can see what's new in terms of parkour and stealth. First, our grappling hook, it's fully physics-based, so your speed and direction can affect where you go. You can also assassinate from the grappling hook, as you can see now. We brought back the cover system to sneak and peek, so you can use your tool from there. You can also observe your surrounding. You can now use prone and crawl in tall grass, so you can hide, you can go under small openings, so it's really useful to sneak around.
You're mine now, Snake.
But one of the big novelties is the dynamic perception of the enemies. They are affected by light and shadow. So here you can see Naoe can break the light and able to vanish and reduce the detection time. So it's a lot easier to quickly move undetected. The weapons of Naoe are great for combat, but also for stealth. Each weapon has a specific type of assassination. Like here with the Kusarigama, you can also assassinate your enemy, but at range. With Naoe, you'll feel like a shinobi with all the new animation we added to make her a lot more agile and faster when doing parkour and everything she does basically.
Naoe is an agile, self-focused shinobi who will use noise, light and shadows to evade detection as enemies respond to their changing surroundings.
You dig himself a trench.
Naoe is currently making her way to reach her target. She's going through some elite samurai houses, and as she progresses, the player will see and discover other iconic areas of the castle, such as the daimyo quarter.
The grappling hook can be also used to grab enemy, which is very useful to move them quickly and dispose of them in the better spot. It's much more efficient than just carrying dead body, for example.
It's giving the player the option to decide if they want to kill or not.
We have a couple of abilities, we have gear, we have weapons that can bring down enemies until they are wake up by other people. Like you saw with the Kusarigama, the katana also have special assassination. You can stab people through shoji door and stay mostly silent. So depending on the weapon you have equipped, you have a different assassination opportunity.
He's coming. I need to hide.
In interior, there are places to hide, but one of the cool ones is the beam that you can use to grapple on the ceiling. It's really useful to not being spotted, of course, but also wait for an opportunity to assassinate.
Here we saw a sudden weather state change that triggered a thunderstorm.
The noise and the rain and the wind cover your footstep and also your action. The demo is in spring, but in winter the old pan will be frozen, so you can't use the same tactic. You will have to use prawn in deep snow or use the kunai to deal with the target at distance. Another cool shinobi trick you can see is Naoe using the breathing stick. With that you can stay hidden underwater and wait for the perfect opportunity to assassinate or just sneak around. If you're detected, you can choose to escape, to return to your stealth loop, or go straight in combat. Now is choosing combat with the Kusarigama, a versatile weapon that can use the cycle in one hand and the weighted chain in the other, allowing some range and melee fight depending on your attacks. In this case, the player decided to escape after many guards joined the fight. Even if Naoe can be very deadly, she doesn't have a strong armor like Yasuke, so it's a lot more risky when you fight multiple enemies at the same time. Anyway, in this case, she already achieved her objective. She killed the daimyo, so all is fine. We just saw the infiltration at night with Naoe. You can also imagine the other option of taking Yasuke and breaking through the front door. Day, night, weather, even season can affect the challenges on your path.
Thanks for watching. We hope that you've enjoyed this presentation. Assassin's Creed Shadows will be launching on November 15.
There is something interesting to discover following that path. It can be secrets, it can be loot, targets, everything that fuel your progression.
Fukuyama. At last.
We wanted to showcase one of the many castle towns that the game will have. In Assassin's Creed Shadows, you'll be exploring a dynamic and ever-changing open world, all of which is affected by dynamic seasons and weather system. The wildlife is now more than ever part of the game ecosystem and biomes. In Assassin's Creed Shadows, a lot of the game wildlife will evolve and change colors through seasons, and the player will even see puppies, mostly in the springtime.
Well, you are a friendly beast, are you not?
The goal is to have a more natural behaviors and awareness systems.
Psst. Samurai sir, this way, I beg you.
Such beauty, shadowed by suffering.
You're about to see Yasuke in action. In that sequence, Yasuke is going to find one of his targets.
What is happening here?
We'll have a lot of targets to hunt around Japan, and this zip cam and celebration is used to highlight those moments when you find them.
I told you, keep walking.
Let's see some combat now.
The notion of dynamism was also applied to our props that are, for most of them, breakable.
Yasuke is using a kanabo, so it's a big, massive weapon, slow but very impactful. It's the best weapon to break enemies' armor. It's also a good tactic to remove armor first because it reduces the time to deal with your opponents. You can see the yellow bar under the enemy. It represents the armor, and once it's broken, it's a lot easier to land hits and inflict damage. Attacking and defending charge up your adrenaline meter. Once it's full, you can spend all those resources to push back or knock down or inflict damages, and even put the enemy vulnerable. One of the big combat novelty is the posture system. You can hold your attack and posture at any moment inside a combo. Those attacks inflict massive damage and can also branch into execution. But of course, if you use those attacks, you expose yourself. So the key is to really master the timing and learning enemy behavior. In the end, your competency can give you an edge over your stats.
Persecutor. Greed cannot rule this village.
The players always have two weapons at the same time, so they can freely switch between both of them. You can see here, Yasuke has the classic katana, and he's using one of his unique moves, the sheeted attack. Now you can concentrate on the target. You can see the katana is a lot faster and versatile. Looking at the target, you see he's a lot more reactive and defensive. If you're taking the posture like right now, he's also using one of his posture against you. So it creates really this dance between the two fighters. The enemy reactivity really pushed the player to use all his tools, so the parry, you need to react, you need to read the enemy to find the best opening and land the posture attacks when it's best. Yasuke and Naoe have their own personal story and their own life. But once they allied, they cooperate to achieve the common objective.
Too slow.
It means you can also switch at any moment in the open world. Of course, not during the infiltration or when you're fighting, but otherwise the players can really choose the character they want at any time and choose how they want to play them.
Assassin's Creed Shadows is the highly anticipated 14th installment in Ubisoft's globally acclaimed Assassin's Creed franchise. This ambitious project, developed by Ubisoft Quebec, ventures into uncharted territory for the series, immersing players in the rich and complex world of feudal Japan during the late Sengoku period. This transformative and chaotic era, spanning roughly from 1467 to 1615, is widely regarded as one of the most turbulent in Japanese history. Characterized by widespread conflict among warring states, shifting allegiances, and the relentless pursuit of unification, the Sengoku period offers a deeply compelling historical backdrop. Here, political intrigue and social upheaval intertwine, providing the perfect canvas for a narrative that seamlessly explores the interplay of stealth, combat, and cultural identity. The game has been in development for over 4 years, signaling Ubisoft's commitment to delivering a groundbreaking experience that surpasses its predecessors. With meticulous attention to historical accuracy and innovative gameplay mechanics, Assassin's Creed Shadows is set to expand the franchise's legacy significantly. Originally slated for release in November 2024, the game faced delays due to rigorous quality assurance measures and the integration of cutting-edge gameplay systems. The revised release date is now confirmed for March 20th, 2025, and it will launch on multiple platforms, including PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, Windows PC, Amazon Luna, and Mac systems equipped with Apple Silicon. Built using an enhanced version of Ubisoft's proprietary Anvil engine, the game promises a visually stunning, narratively rich, and highly immersive experience tailored for next-generation hardware, historical setting, and open-world design. The storyline of Assassin's Creed Shadows unfolds in 16th century Japan, a nation deeply embroiled in the conflicts of the Sengoku period. This era, marked by the rise of powerful daimyo like Oda Nobunaga, who sought to unify Japan under a singular rule, is brought to life with stunning attention to detail. The game offers a sprawling open world that juxtaposes the serene beauty of rural Japan with the violent chaos of war-torn cities and battlefield-laden landscapes. Key locations include Kyoto. Once the imperial capital, this city is a hub of political maneuvering and cultural vibrancy. The streets are bustling with merchants, while ancient temples provide moments of respite. Himeji Castle, a fortress of immense historical importance. This location plays a central role in the game's narrative, blending intrigue and action. Mount Koya, a remote and spiritual mountain region, home to secretive temples where the Assassin Brotherhood operates in the shadows. The game also introduces a dynamic seasonal system, which deeply influences both gameplay and aesthetics. For example, winter transforms rivers and lakes into frozen pathways, offering unique traversal options, while summer brings dense vegetation that players can use as natural cover for stealth. These seasonal variations not only enhance the visual richness of the world, but also add strategic layers to exploration and combat. Dual protagonists and character-driven narrative Assassin's Creed. Shadows features 2 distinct protagonists, each offering unique perspectives and gameplay mechanics. Fujibayashi Naoe. Naoe is a female shinobi, ninja, who embodies the core principles of the Assassin Brotherhood. Her storyline focuses on themes of vengeance, loyalty, and self-discovery, as she seeks to uncover the truth about her lineage and her father's mysterious past. Known as the fastest assassin in the series, Naoe's agility and mastery of stealth make her a formidable force. Her toolkit includes kunai, smoke bombs, and an extendable grappling hook that facilitates swift vertical movement and creative traversal. Naoe's narrative is deeply tied to the Assassin-Templar conflict, as she works to dismantle the influence of Templar-backed daimyo attempting to consolidate power. Yasuke Yasuke is a fictionalized interpretation of the historical African samurai who served under Oda Nobunaga. His journey explores themes of cultural assimilation, loyalty, and redemption. Yasuke's combat style is a stark contrast to Niobe's. While Niobe relies on stealth and precision, Yasuke wields raw power, excelling in direct confrontations with his katana and naginata. His narrative arc intertwines with Nobunaga's quest for unification, adding layers of political intrigue and moral dilemmas. The game introduces realistic climbing mechanics, requiring players to identify physical handholds on structures rather than relying on unrealistic free climbing. This adds an element of strategy to navigation and enhances immersion. Additionally, the new shadow manipulation mechanic allows players to create temporary zones of darkness, providing opportunities for stealthy attacks or evasion. The game will be released on March 20th, 2025 on PC, Amazon Luna, Mac, PS5, Xbox Series X and Series S. Now you can enjoy the screenshots without any interruption. Enjoy!